Welcome to BU106 Introduction to Management. My name is Ed Keim with Herzing University, and I'll be your instructor and facilitator for the next 8 weeks. A little bit about myself. I am a PhD candidate. I am currently researching financial stress in business students and how financial literacy, debt, and income affects this financial stress. My MBA is in industrial management. I have a bachelor's degree in human development and psychology and several associate's degrees in various disciplines. I've worked in many different industries throughout my career, from the flight deck of an aircraft carrier to the classroom. I repaired F-14 Tomcat aircraft in both the Navy and at the Navy Fighter Weapons School at NAS Miramar. I was a Navy Master Training Specialist. I worked in the environmental remediation industry. I operated heavy construction equipment, and I worked in the manufacturing and production management field. I also did a lot of quality assurance, and as of late, I operate a small business consultation and financing company, and of course, I work in higher education. I've been in your shoes. I know what it's like to be a full-time student. I have 20 years of university work under my belt, but I did so while I was working full-time, between 60 to 110 hours a week. Now, the 110 hours a week is a little bit high. That was when I was in the military in the fleet. I wasn't going to school at the time, but when you're working 16 hours a day, 7 days a week, it makes it a little difficult. But when I was a full-time student, I was working between 40 to 60 hours a week. I also volunteer in the community, and as most of you are, I'm a full-time parent as well. In my free time, I am a Scoutmaster for Boy Scout Troop 950, and I'm a merit badge counselor for several different merit badges, including American Business and Entrepreneurship, Family Life, Sustainability, Sports, and Personal Fitness. I volunteer for Kiwanis International, Lake Murray, San Diego. So some hints for success in this class. Read all the announcements. Read the syllabus. Check your email. Please adhere to the assignment and discussion board requirements. There's several different requirements for each. Make sure you are adhering to those. I am strict about that. They're not hard, but I do expect you to adhere to those requirements, and those requirements are very clear. Please ask questions. If you're ever confused about any of the concepts presented in the assignments or the discussions or in the textbooks, ask questions. Post your initial discussion by Wednesday at midnight. That's Central Time. Posting after Wednesday will result in a late penalty. And you can't post anything after Sunday. So all your discussion postings need to be done by Sunday at midnight. Please post this as a reply to the parent posting. The parent posting is the posting that contains the actual assignment that poses the questions that you need to answer. Starting new discussion threads makes it difficult for the class to follow the discussion forum. So please post as a reply to the parent posting. This will create one discussion thread, which makes it very easy for the class to follow. So reply to your classmates or myself by Sunday at midnight, and you are required to participate on a minimum of 3 different days. Your initial posting needs to be a minimum of 300 words, and you need to answer the questions posted in a parent posting. And some of the postings, the parent postings have several questions. Make sure you answer all of them. Your secondary postings are a minimum of 100 words each, and there is no maximum. The minimum is 2. That is a minimum amount of effort required by the university. 2. I'd like to say 3 or 4 or 5 or 10. What that shows me when you go above and beyond is that you're providing more effort than the minimum. Grammar and spelling is expected to be polished and professional. This is a university level class. I'm not that much of a stickler, but when your English or your writing becomes distracting, or I don't understand the ideas you're trying to convey, you're going to start losing points. Your references need to be fully and properly APA formatted. Read my secondary postings in the forum. I provide a lot of information you're going to find helpful. So what this means is you're going to see the parent posting, and then you're going to see replies that I make to this posting. And I'm going to provide additional postings, usually on Monday and Tuesday, that are going to provide you more in-depth information on the concept and the material being covered. And I'm going to provide some clarification as well. So please read those. There is an APA quiz in week 1. You are required to take this. This is to help ensure that you have an understanding of APA style and the academic dishonesty policies in this class in the university. APA formatting, I don't require abstracts. References do need to be fully and properly APA formatted. Below is a link to Purdue University's online writing lab, and that's going to give you some information on how to format your references. So I do expect them to be fully and properly APA formatted. Your weekly assignments, week 1 we have a quiz worth 50 points that covers chapters 1 and 2. Week 2 we have a crossword on global business that covers chapter 3. It's 75 points. Week 3 we have a PowerPoint project worth 100 points. This is on managers and leaders. This covers up to chapter 6. Week 5 we have a written assignment on motivational techniques, covers up to chapter 10. This is worth 75 points. And week 6 we have another written assignment on the product life cycle, which covers up to chapter 12. These assignments are due no later than 11:59 p.m. or midnight Sunday, but you can submit them late with a penalty, and I'll cover the late policy in a minute. We have a midterm exam worth 150 points. This can be submitted late, but you're going to get a penalty. You're going to lose some points for submitting it after Sunday at 11:59 p.m. The final exam is 145 points. However, this cannot be submitted late because the class is coming to an end. You have to submit this on time, and I highly suggest getting it started before Sunday, just in case your computer crashes or Blackboard freezes up. Do not copy and paste any information from any source ever in any class. This includes any website on the internet or the textbook. Copying and pasting from any source, even if you provide a citation, may be considered plagiarism. All work is expected to be completed by you and written by you. And violation of this policy will result in an F for the entire exam. So what I'm referring to here is if you're looking for an answer and you Google something and you copy and paste this and you use that as your answer, if it's verbatim and it's plagiarized, you're not going to just fail that one question, you're going to fail the entire exam. So never copy and paste. Everything is required to be in your own words. Every assignment and discussion has a minimum word count requirement. This minimum word count is a minimum amount of effort. It's your responsibility to clearly and accurately demonstrate your understanding of the material. And that's the purpose behind any discussion or any written assignment or any assignment. Providing less than the minimum word count or less than the minimum amount of effort will almost certainly yield less than a maximum grade. So minimum word count, 300 words. If I see 200 words, you are definitely not going to get an A because you didn't provide the minimum amount of effort. I like to see more than the minimum. So again, the minimum word count for the discussion boards is 300 words. So if I see 302 words, you met the minimum. Again, that is a minimum amount of effort. I like to see people go above and beyond. This shows that you are a conscientious student. This shows that you are you're willing to put forth more than the minimum amount of effort. 302 words, you might get an A and you might not. It depends on how well you answer the questions. Our late work policy for this class, this is BU106. This late work policy is a little bit different than the other classes at Herzing. The other classes at Herzing have a standard 10% late work policy for any work submitted after the deadline, but up to 7 days late. After 7 days, you can't submit it. Now, for this class, you can submit your work late after the due date, but you're going to incur the following penalties in accordance with the chart below. Now, this doesn't apply to discussions. Discussions may not be submitted after Sunday. Again, your initial discussion is due Wednesday. So if your discussion is due Wednesday and you submit it Thursday, Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, I will assess a 10% late penalty. So make sure you post your initial discussion by Wednesday. Now these apply really to the crossword puzzle, the quiz in week 1, and the written assignments. So for example, your week 2 crossword is submitted 1 to 3 days late, you lose 10%. Okay, if you submit it 4 to 5 days late, you lose 20%. 6 to 7 days late, 30%, and so on. No work can be submitted after the end of class. So you see the chart, you see the green row there. Work is assigned Monday is when the assignment starts. That's the beginning of the week. and it's due on Sunday. The assignment is due Sunday at 11:59 p.m. Now, if you post it Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday after the due date, you incur a 10% late penalty. Thursday or Friday, a 20% late penalty. Saturday or Sunday, a 30% late penalty, and so on. So that's how the late work policy works for this class. And again, this is a beginning class, so it's a little bit more lenient. In future classes, what you're going to see is a 10% late penalty on anything posted after Sunday, but before the next Sunday. After 7 days, you can't submit it late. A word on plagiarism. Please look at the announcement that I've posted on plagiarism. I also provided a video and a PowerPoint on plagiarism that clarifies what plagiarism is. I want you to look at the video. It's pretty quick. It's only a few minutes, but please watch the video. I am a stickler about copying and pasting. You may never, ever copy and paste information from any source at any university. And this includes using Control-C, Control-V, or simply rewriting someone else's words. You may not copy and paste even if you provide a citation. All work must be your own. You need to demonstrate an understanding of the material. So I don't want to see information copied and pasted from the textbook. You can, again, the textbook's online, so you could technically copy and paste it, and I have seen this. This policy is to ensure that you meet the learning objectives and demonstrate an understanding of the material and the concepts. Work suspected of being copied and pasted is submitted to the university. I don't make the call. I'm required to submit it to the university. They investigate it and they decide whether or not it's plagiarism. And then they'll come back and let me know, okay, the student plagiarized this, it's an F. And the first offense is an F for the assignment. For the second offense, it's an F for the course. So please don't do it. Senator John Walsh had a master's degree from the Army War College. They found out later that his research paper, a research paper for his master's degree, had been plagiarized. They ran it through turnitin.com. They revoked his master's degree. Another university revoked several bachelor's degrees of students who allowed their work to be used by current students. Again, I talked about the midterm and the final exam. If any of the answers are copied and pasted from any source, and I'm pretty good at reading answers and saying, oh, I recognize that. I saw that on businessdictionary.com or investopedia.com. I will find it, and you'll fail the entire exam, not just that question, but the entire exam. For subsequent offenses, you'll fail the entire course. After that, you could potentially be dismissed from the university. Again, this is a pet peeve of mine. Never copy and paste. Don't do it. If you ever have any questions about what is considered plagiarism, feel free to ask me. I'm more than happy to coach you and counsel you on this subject. But again, I do have a video, I do have a PowerPoint presentation, and an announcement on plagiarism. That's how important this is. I have an open door policy. Tuesday, I have an online office hour via Skype. During that time, if you don't have Skype and you don't feel like downloading it, you can call me or text me instead. Wednesdays and Thursdays from 1 to 3 Central Time. You can call me or you can text. Nice thing about text is you can save it. So if you ask a question and I answer it, you have it on your phone. You can email me anytime, 24/7. I check my emails on a daily basis, so I get back to you either the same or the very next day. And again, the nice thing about email is you ask the question and you have a record of that answer. When you call me on the phone, we talk about it. You might forget. Then you have to call me back or email me. But I'm more than happy to answer any questions you have on anything in this class. But you are responsible for asking those questions. This is a fun class. If you're thinking about starting a business, this is a great class because you're going to get a little bit of education, of course, on management and also leadership. So again, let's have fun. Let's have a great session. I thank you for joining me, and I'll see you in class.